All right, let's talk about unlocking the secret to a garden that is absolutely stunning but doesn't take over your entire life. We're not just talking about any old plants, we're talking about the real heavy lifters, the true MVPs of your garden.
You know that feeling, right? You dream of this beautiful, lush outdoor space, but then the reality of all the endless work hits you. But what if I told you the secret isn't about working harder, it's about planting smarter? Let's dive into that. So here's the secret sauce. It's all about what we call workhorse perennials. I mean, these are the solid, dependable plants that give you a huge payoff without demanding all your time and energy.
What we're looking for here are plants that are, reliable, super low maintenance, and deliver a massive visual punch. We're gonna break down 15 of the absolute best, and we're organizing them by the single most important factor for any garden's success: sunlight. Okay, first up, the sun lovers. These are the plants you put in those tough, sun-baked spots where everything else just seems to fizzle out. They basically ask you to plant them and then just leave them alone to look incredible. So let's meet this all-star team for the sun. We've got sedums. It's the ultimate champion of less is more. Then there's Russian sage, which is gorgeous, and the deer usually walk right by it. You've got rudbeckia, which is a lifesaver if you have a tricky black walnut tree. Of course, there's echinacea, which is just a magnet for birds and butterflies. And rounding out the team is veronica, an absolute machine for bringing in those helpful pollinators. And these plants have some fantastic hidden talents. Take sedum. It's not just for summer. Its strong stems look amazing with a little snow on them, giving you structure all winter long. Russian sage? It's the hero of late summer, picking up the slack just when other flowers are starting to look tired. And with echinacea, you can totally skip the fall cleanup. Just leave those seed heads up, and you've got a built-in bird feeder for the winter. It's a total win-win. This quote about rudbeckias, or black-eyed Susans, it just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures that feeling you get from a real workhorse plant. They're so reliable, so cheerful, that when you see them, you just think, why on earth didn't I plant more of these?
Okay, so we've covered the sun-drenched spots, but what about the other end of the spectrum? Deep shade. A shady corner does not have to be a boring corner. These next 5 plants are absolute champions of the dark, and they bring incredible texture and life where you thought nothing would grow. Now, before we meet them, a super quick note on soil. You're gonna see the term high pH tolerant pop up. All this means is that the soil is more alkaline or sweet, which is actually pretty common. The cool thing is, the plants we're about to see don't just put up with it, they actually love it.
All right, here they are, our shade heroes. We have to start with the hosta, right? I mean, the variety and those big, bold leaves is just incredible. Then we've got brunera, with its beautiful heart-shaped foliage. For a softer feel, there's Hakanaka loa, a graceful grass that adds a sense of movement. Pulmonaria gives you these amazing two-toned flowers in early spring. And finally, the absolute superstars, hellebores. They can bloom in late winter, sometimes even through the snow. And listen, here is a pro-level design trick that is so easy. You take the big, bold architectural leaves of a hosta and you plant it right next to the soft, flowing, delicate texture of Japanese forest grass. The contrast is immediate, and it looks like you hired a landscape designer. It's that good.
So you might be thinking, well, what about those tricky spots in my garden that are kind of sunny, but also kind of shady? Don't worry, we've got you covered. These next 5 plants are the adaptable all-rounders of the garden. They can handle just about anything.
First up in our versatile crew is the hardy geranium. It blooms for a long time and solves a common garden problem. Then there's lady's mantle, which is famous for the magical way its leaves catch little droplets of water. For year-round structure, you can't beat carex grass. We've also got penstemon, a native powerhouse that looks great in arrangements. And for some late-season drama, the elegant Japanese anemone is an absolute showstopper. And of course, these plants have some genius hacks built right in. Hardy geraniums are the perfect friend for your spring bulbs. Their leaves grow in just in time to perfectly hide that messy, yellowing foliage from your tulips and daffodils. And a pro tip for penstemon, don't cut it back after it flowers. The seed pods that form are absolutely gorgeous and add amazing texture to fall and winter displays. So I know we've covered a lot of ground, sun, shade, and everything in between, and it might feel like a lot to remember, but I promise, it all comes down to a really simple, confident plan. Honestly, this whole explainer really just boils down to 3 super easy steps. Step 1, assess your light. Just watch your yard for a day or 2. See where the sun is. Step 2, choose your workhorse. Pick a few plants from the right list that you think are beautiful. And step 3, plant them and enjoy them.
You give them what they need at the start, and then you just let them do the heavy lifting. That is the whole secret to a workhorse garden.
So as we wrap up, the only real question left is the one you see right here. Looking at all these reliable, beautiful, and low-maintenance plants, which workhorse are you going to add to your garden first?